An amiable welcome to everyone. This is our Line Lagdam channel to enhance your understanding. Today's topic is about airway. When a patient is anesthetized, his entire body relaxes, including the airway. So, in order to maintain a patent airway, we need equipments, and these equipment will keep the airway open and can also administer O2 and anesthesia to the patient. Some airway equipments are face mask, oropharyngeal airway, also known as Guidal's airway, tracheal tube, and nasopharyngeal airway. Let us discuss about face mask, Guidal airway, and nasal airway. Face mask. Most of the face masks are made up of rubber or silicone that covers both the patient's mouth and nose. Face mask is used to ventilate a patient. It delivers a gas from the breathing system directly into the patient's airway without the help of any other apparatus. Face masks made up of silicone is most commonly used in operation theatres. Face mask used until 1950s, Schimmelbusch mask. It was invented by Schimmelbusch in 1889 and was used until 1950. This mask has an oval metal frame on which 8 layers of gauze is stretched so that it forms a hood-like structure which will cover the nose and mouth of the patient. It was used in the earlier days where a drop of ether will be placed at the center of the mask, the gauze get soaked with ether and the patients breathe in through the mask, he gets anesthetized. This is a picture of Schimmel mask. You can see the gauze layers are aligned to form a hood-like structure. Face masks are made up of black rubber, clear plastic, disposable plastic, combination of these. Parts of a face mask: body, rim, orifice and retaining hooks. Now we will elaborately see about the parts of the mask. First one would be body. It constitutes the main part of the mask. Transparent body allow observation of secretions or vomitus, blood, lip color of the patient, exhaled moisture from the patient. The second one would be seal. The edge part of the mask is called the seal and they are always in contact with the patient's face. Two types are available. First one would be pad or a cushion. It is inflated with air. Second one is flap. It is a flexible extension of the body. Usually all face masks are pressed onto the face to create a seal. The third one would be connector, present at the opposite side from seal. A ring with hooks may be placed around the connector to allow a mask strap to be attached. Types of face mask: anatomical mask, black rubber, latex, plastic, ambu transparent mask, Rendell-Baker sonic mask, lateral pediatric mask, endoscopic mask, Hudson mask. Now we will elaborately see about these types of mask. First one, anatomical black rubber mask, also called as kernel mask. It can be molded to conform to the anatomy of face since it is made up of a malleable rubber. It has a sharp notch for nose and a curved chin section. The sizes available are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Ambu transparent mask. It is designed for use with manual and automatic resuscitator and ventilators. It is a self-inflating mask and cuff pressure may be regulated for an easy and tight seal. The cuff is made up of a rubber which is ideal for manual ventilation. In atmosphere where a patient is exposed to any chemical accidents. Rendell-Baker mask. Designed for pediatric patients, it has a triangular body and the size available are 00 or 0, has a low dead space, adequately fits the child face and no special seals are needed. Some of these masks are scented and may have a pacifier. Lateral pediatric mask. It is designed to address the different anatomical need of the pediatric patient. while providing the efficacy and protection. It is made up of silicone rubber. This mask can be boiled or autoclaved for sterilization. It is found quite effective for ventilation in pediatric patients. In this picture, you can see there are different sizes of mask available for different anatomical shape of a pediatric patient. Endoscopic mask. It is designed to allow mask ventilation during endoscopy. It has a port or a diaphragm in the body which allow the insertion of ET tube via a bronchoscope, and this design makes it easier to prevent any airway leak. This is a picture of the mask which is displayed below. Hudson's face mask. It is a simple and a transparent plastic face mask used to deliver oxygen. Indications: used for spontaneously breathing patient, nebulization therapy, in case of any respiratory failure, and post-operatively. Now we will learn about the techniques of handling the mask. One hand method. The thumb and the index finger of the dominant hand are placed on the mask body on opposite sides with little pressure towards the downward direction to prevent leak. The remaining three fingers are placed on the mandible, such as that middle finger is applied to the mentum, right finger on the body of the mandible, and the little finger at the angle of the mandible to give jaw thrust anteriorly. From the pic, you can see the position of each fingers holding the mask in place. Two-handed method. As it requires both hands, a second person is necessary for assisted or controlled ventilation. Here, thumbs are placed on either side of the body of mask. Index finger are placed under the angles of the jaw, and the mandible is lifted and the head is extended. The complication of any usage of mask: skin problem, a nerve injury when you give excessive pressure, user fatigue, eye injury, post-operative jaw pain, gastric inflation of stomach, foreign body aspiration. Guidal airway. It is a rigid plastic tube which has a large flange and a reinforced bite portion with tubular channel for air exchange and suctioning. Most common cause of airway obstruction is due to fall block of the tongue and epiglottis into posterior pharyngeal due to relaxed muscle in the floor of the mouth and the pharynx supporting the tongue. What a guidal airway normally does is that when a patient is anesthetized, the muscle relaxes normally, including the tongue. So the tongue fall blocks and it blocks the airway. So what guidal airway does it prevents the tongue from falling back and blocking the airway, which just means that it keeps the tongue in place. Parts of guidal airway: curved tube, flange, bite portion, curved portion. The ideal characteristics of a guidal airway is that it is a single use, which means it can only be used once, and it has an integrated bite block, and it is also color coded. Smooth bevel tip for easy insertion and minimizing the risk of trauma. It is available in 9 different sizes. The sizes available are 0, 1. The color of 1 will be white, and 2 is green, 3 yellow, 4 red, 5 blue, 6 orange. This is the color code. Technique of insertion: pharyngeal and laryngeal reflexes should be depressed. Caress size estimated by holding the airway next to the patient mouth. Lubricate the airway. Jaw is open with left hand. The airway is inserted with its concave side facing the upper lip. When the junction of the bite portion and the curved section is near the incisors, the airway is rotated 180 degree and slipped behind the tongue into the final portion. The B is how a guidal airway should be positioned finally. Nasal airway. It is made up of plastic or rubber. It is a tube designed to be inserted into the nasal passageway to secure an open airway. A nasal airway is better tolerated than oral airway if the patient has intact airway reflexes. It has a larger flange at the outer end to prevent it from completely passing into the nose. When it is fully inserted, the pharyngeal end should be below the base of the tongue but above the epiglottis. There are different sizes of these nasal airway, and you can see at your right side the flange. So it will prevent the tube from completely entering into the patient nose. The uses are: it is used during and after pharyngeal surgery to apply continuous positive airway pressure, to facilitate suctioning, to dilate the nasal passages in preparation for nasotracheal intubation, can be fitted with tracheal tube connection and used with an anesthesia breathing system. The advantages of it are: it is better tolerated than oral airway, preferable if patient's teeth are loose, used when the mouth can't be opened for introducing an oral airway. Technique for nasal airway insertion. Before insertion, it should be lubricated thoroughly along its entire length. The airway is held with bevel against septum and gently advanced posteriorly while being rotated back and forth. So this is the correct method, and incorrect method is where the airway is being pushed towards the roof of the nose and into the turbinates. The contraindications are basilar skull damage, if you have any bleeding disorder, or if there is any deformity of nose or nasopharynx. The complications that will arise are very rare, but the complication that usually does comes are tissue damage, trauma to nose and posterior pharynx, allergic reaction to latex, which is what the material is made up of, and gastric distension, laryngospasm and coughing, airway obstruction, or aspiration. Thank you.